Firing Line with William F. Buckley, Jr. and Hugh Hefner. Tonight, the Playboy philosophy.
Hugh Hefner is widely known as the founder, editor, and publisher of Playboy magazine and the entrepreneur of related enterprises, among them the Playboy clubs, which are designed simultaneously to stimulate all the senses. Mr. Hefner's magazine is most widely known for its total exposure of the human female, though of course other things happen in its pages. But Mr. Hefner insists that it is a great deal more. There is such a thing as a Playboy philosophy, of which he is the prophet, and that philosophy is destined to liberate us all from what he variously calls superstition, fury, tyranny, moral absolutism, that kind of thing. The philosophy made its debut approximately 4 years ago, and to the surprise of everyone and the horror of some, still continues chapter after chapter, issue after issue, vouchsafing to the world the philosophy of Mr. Hugh Hefner. Although Mr. Hefner deals with a number of subjects, once again, it is his views on sex that are especially controversial and especially observed. I should like to ask him, just to begin with, whether he rejects conventional Judeo-Christian codes of sexual behavior. Mr. Hefner?
Yes, at the essence of them, I think I do. The philosophy really, I think, is an anti-Puritanism, a response really to the Puritan part of our culture. So to that extent, sex, I think, is part of the Judeo-Christian ethic that kind of got lost and is the part that is restrictive and not truly, I think, naturalistic.
Well, the Judeo-Christian code obviously, as we know, antedated Puritanism, didn't it?
Yes, it covers a lot of ground.
I'm not talking about whether or not you reject Cotton Mather's accretions on the Mosaic Law, but whether you reject the Mosaic Law. Do you reject, for instance, monogamy? Do you reject the notion of sexual continence before marriage? Yourself, that is to say, you as a philosopher of the new ideal of sexual liberation.
Well, I think what it really comes down to is an attempt to establish a, what's been called a new morality, and I really think that's what the American, this thing called the American sexual revolution is really all about. It's an attempt to replace the old legalism. It's certainly not a rejection of monogamy as such, but very much an attempt, in the case of premarital sex, there really hasn't been any moral code in the past except simply a thou shalt not. And
well, that's a code, isn't it?
Well, perhaps. I don't think it's a very realistic one.
Well, you
Gentlemen, may we continue in just a moment after this brief interruption.
Well, Mr. Hefner, if you do in fact reject what is commonly known as the Christian code or the religious code, why do you take the position that the Playboy philosophy is really, in a sense, non-controversial, that it is sort of congruent with the new reality, if in fact you have rewritten the ancient theological tablets? Oughtn't you to claim some kind of a moral authority to do so? And if so, what is that moral authority? Is it only your own intuition, or what is it?
Well, first of all, I don't think that just related to sex, just that part of the philosophy, this is not really a rejection in any real sense of the total Christian ethic related to sex. It's an attempt to reevaluate some of the social sexual ills of our time, and I think that what's going on in society at this particular time, this quest for a new morality, is something that we're only, one small voice in, and it's really an attempt to supply a 20th century code. Although I dislike the word code, because I think the old legalism is part of the problem. I think that hopefully we're going to evolve a more what's been called situation ethics, an approach to ethical problems where sex is concerned, not unlike the approach that we use where other problems are concerned. In no other area of morality, I don't think, is it as cut and dried that you follow a certain law simply to follow that law, even if it sometimes takes you out the window. In the case of premarital sex, I think you've got the prime example of this.
How so?
Well, we've taken the attitude traditionally, and this certainly didn't begin, it's not Christian in the sense that it came from Christ per se, but it's something that grew through the organization and historical, the anti-sexual aspect of the Christian ethic grew through the centuries and became especially extreme in the Puritan and Victorian thing that we suffer from here in America. And it's a rejection of the notion that sex can have any real place, any moral place prior to marriage. And I don't think this is really, I don't think it's logical. I think we know a great deal more about the psychosexual nature of man now that indicates that it's not logical. I don't think it's truly to the best interest of people, and I don't think it's truly moral, in the sense that we would apply the word moral or ethical in any other area of activity.